All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. Me and Lauren are really excited to have a group of ladies today. This is not typical for us. We're really excited.
We're going to have a dance show later.
Yeah.
We didn't tell y'all, but impromptu.
Maybe karaoke.
I'm ready for it.
So look, and this is going to be really cool because most of our real estate segments are an individual person that's a real estate agent or a lender, and they want to come talk about what they do and who they are. Y'all are going to do that today, but also really want to talk about how y'all's dynamic works great as a team. That's not formally a team, right? We call the people that we work with partners and teams, but we're really not formally as in a relationship. But there's a lot of things that bring us together, and ultimately the deals don't get done unless all four parts of this whole thing make sense.
That's right.
So before we get started,
That was pretty in sync. Okay.
Good job.
Practice, they're ready.
before we started, let's go. Each one of y'all's names, who you work for, and the role that you play in a real estate transaction. We'll start over here to the right.
Ashely Robert.
Woo woo.
Love Lord. I'm in insurance, and we're saying our company name. I'm with Goosehead Insurance.
Goosehead Insurance. So I have a couple of friends from college that are in Goosehead in Lake Charles.
Other douchebags?
Yeah. Can
I love that.
we're gonna bleep that out. Like people will not realize
Just
what
kidding.
you just called
I think
me.
y'all are all great.
Yeah, of course.
You're all awesome.
Next.
Hey, I'm Athena Walker. I am with Reach Real Estate Solutions. I've been at it for almost 4 years now with these lovely ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Gabby. Gabrielle Camper is my last name. They call me Gabby. I'm with Gulf Coast Bank and Trust Company.
Nice.
And I have been doing mortgage for 7 years with Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, but I also worked for Wells Fargo in a past life.
You were for Wells before you got to Gulf Coast?
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Okay.
For a while after Katrina.
Gotcha. And you moved back here with Gulf Coast Bank.
I am with Gulf Coast Bank now. Yes.
So I met a couple of guys who work for Wells in the wealth management side the other day, but there's no Wells Fargos around here. So
No, it was in Atlanta after Katrina.
Yeah.
And then I decided that I missed home so much that I quit doing finance and became a chef.
oh, cool.
So I went to culinary school and I got my degree and I opened a catering company and I was a chef for 10 years.
So what are we eating?
Yeah, what's your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing to cook?
That's another perk of being on a
Favorite
team.
thing to cook? Probably my mom's spaghetti and meatballs. Something really simple. But I cook almost every day of my life.
She's Italian, so she's gonna have a lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
Do you have,
Make that
is it
gravy.
sweet or is it?
No, I am a chef, so not a baker. I'm actually learning to bake.
Wait, no. Is the spaghetti have a sweet sauce to it, or is it
so
good?
you do add a little sugar to it because what is tomato
acidity.
sauce
Gotta cut
without
it.
a sugar
Gotta
to
cut it.
balance
The
it? You
acidity, yeah.
must.
Gotta cut it.
You
It
must
needs a little
share it.
spice too, you
Yes,
know?
of
Gotta have
course,
that
of course.
Sicilian edge.
But my mom makes the best like red sauce gravy. She's that old Creole
It's so
lady.
good.
She'll put a little flour on the meatballs. You know, just like
Damn.
You
So
need
anyway,
you need a cookbook for your
hungry.
mom to share with your clients so you
I
can stay in
agree.
touch with them.
I agree. So yeah, so I was a chef for 10 years and then decided to leave the culinary industry because I had no time for family.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Because when you work in a restaurant, you are in that restaurant
24/7,
nonstop.
yeah.
Exactly. And I had a little birdie who worked at Gulf Coast Bank at the time, Ashely, and she said, you know what, there's some hot positions available if you'd like to get back into banking. And I was like, well, I shall. And
Yeah.
I did, and here we are 7 years later. So I love it and want to go back. But now that I get to not work professionally as a chef, I get to cook for my family and friends.
Nice.
And so I actually just started my own little posting of my, me cooking in the
Yeah.
kitchen and stuff like that because I get to enjoy it.
Nice. I'll have to go check it out. I have to share that. What's the handle? What's the social media handle?
It's just Gabrielle Camper. I'm not there yet.
Gotcha.
You have
Okay.
to- you
Well,
have
let's
to-
start.
yeah,
We
you
got-
have
this
to
is-
We're
find
ready.
This is where it
We're gonna
starts.
apply the pressure.
This is where it
Okay.
starts, yeah.
Expectations, 6 months.
She's just posting on Facebook right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
But you know,
Yeah.
I love Gulf Coast Bank and Trust because they're a local brand, but they're
Yes.
so impactful in the community. The way that they spend their money and resources, and I think the value system is great there. They hold
Agreed.
true. Like they don't. I think
Agreed.
that I've heard that somebody said that if there's alcohol involved, they stay away from providing alcohol
Correct.
at events. They're more
Correct.
of a.
That's a good thing.
Well, I mean, they,
Yeah, I'm getting
Depends
the
on
biggest
the setting.
yeah, it does. But I think the biggest
It
thing
does.
is
It's a
they
value.
define their values and they know what they are, and they're not going to be doing anything that fringes on what they mean as an organization, and that goes a long way as an employee. But also
Right.
as a client, you can respect that you're going to do what they say they're going to do, which I think
Correct.
is great.
Yeah, I mean, their slogan is the bank that cares.
Yeah.
You know, and so I hold them to that.
For sure.
Right? So we care about people.
That's great.
So we're always going to do what's best for the people.
Gotcha.
I love
Very
that.
good. All right. Tell me about Reach Realty because Steve and Jennifer came on our podcast
They did.
and that's where we actually connected because we had your grand opening. And Reach, while everybody in the business and that business has been doing this business for a long time, Steve and Jennifer saw a void in the market, and then they started Reach, and then they brought on some great agents like you. So tell me about Reach.
Absolutely. So my background comes from public safety. So I am used to strict guidelines, policies, procedures, and helping people in time of crisis, which is completely prepared me for real estate.
Amen.
Put that
I was
out
wondering where
there.
you're going. That sounds pretty
And
spot on.
Steve likes boundaries and
Absolutely.
compliance, so that's a good match.
Boundaries, compliance, and also he is not a native to Louisiana like myself. I am from New York, so I have that Big Apple mentality.
something
that
was
hustle,
off.
bustle. Been here for quite a while, so I have the Southern drawl, but my values align with Reach Realty. Reach Real Estate Solutions, and I found that to be my home.
Yeah.
We hold high regard the customer experience, right? We want to treat our customers with the utmost respect. We want to do things in a timely fashion, and we want to make sure that they get the whole experience, not just like, oh, you're just a transaction, or oh, this is just another transaction for me. We kind of hit heavy with the customer service.
And I know Steve's purpose is he wants to have some very high caliber real estate agents that work for him.
Yes.
And I think the biggest value that you get from somebody like him is that he's been doing this for so long. He's seen difficult deals like
Absolutely.
foreclosures and stuff like that, and it gives you the comfort to know that you have somebody like him that you can reach out to if you have a question. And he's so involved in what
Yeah.
their
Very
business is going, and
Super.
so your clients can know that you're going to have support in the way you need support, and the deals are going to get done the way they need to be. They need to
For
be done.
sure, yeah. It makes a difference when you go in for a listing appointment and you just market yourself and you're like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. But when you show up with branded material and you're able to let them know what type of experience they can expect to have with you, when you answer phone calls, when you answer text messages, I put people on my team that I can trust. Hence, these ladies are here with me. I can call Gabrielle on a Saturday and be like, hey, listen, we just saw the most amazing house, and I know we had a pre-qual for this, but I kind of need it for this. She's like, I'll send it to you. Or if I need an insurance quote, or you have to have the right people in your corner that's going to help you succeed, because when I close deals, we all succeed.
Sure.
We all get to the bottom line,
Yeah.
right?
The best part of real estate is you can make as much money as you can find yourself to generate.
Yeah.
But the hard part of real estate is you don't get paid unless you close.
That's
so you've
right.
got to have everybody on the
That's
same
right.
team working towards the same goal.
Yeah.
And setting the expectations is important too, right? Having people on your team that you can say, I'm going to need something on a Saturday. I'm going to be, and knowing that y'all are on the same page and y'all communicate well is important.
Yeah.
It's very rare that we, and people don't really understand this, that real estate's such a 24-hour game,
Yes.
7 days a week, because you don't get much time off.
I was just telling somebody that, like, we all love the HGTV, we love the selling this and multi-million-dollar that, and we watch it on Bravo, but the true person doesn't understand what happens behind the real estate transaction. It's tons of paperwork. Looking at houses is the fun part, right? But behind the scenes, she's crunching numbers. She's looking at flood zones and insurance quotes and how they can make the actual deal work for the client. Because although it might fit the pre-qual, is it in a flood zone? Is the flood policy going to put them out of their market? I was dealing with that recently. And so we just have to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that want to win just like you do.
For sure.
Yeah.
And have the project coordination skills.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
So many people have the sales skills, the people skills, and then they lack the project coordination skills, and they don't surround themselves with the right people to fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
And you watch those balls drop.
100% agree with that.
All right, let's talk about Goosehead. So you were at the bank?
Well,
I
first,
was
her
at the
husband
work.
and I worked together.
Yeah.
At Bride Beauty.
Shout out to
Really?
Kenzo.
Yes. Okay, all right, proceed.
So my background overall is risk management. I started in credit analysis with Hibernia, and then
Look at that.
I
That's the name.
Hibernia,
Yeah.
throwback, huh?
Yeah.
Showing your age, Mom. You're
We're
showing
still
your
young.
age.
We're still young.
Yeah. When I got there, it just Capital One just bought it.
Nice.
So I was at Hibernia for a little bit, and then it became Capital One. Then I moved to Dallas to work for Capital One in portfolio management. And then I came home because I was alone, needed my support system.
Right.
Yeah.
And worked for Gulf Coast Bank for the past 10 years as a consumer underwriter and small business underwriter.
Nice, okay.
And that's how I got Gabby in the door. And I stepped out again on faith, trying to find my purpose.
Yeah.
And I got led to insurance.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. So
Yeah, so you were working in portfolio management, right? So you're dealing on the back end, selling the loans that Capital One did to third parties?
well, really just analyzing tax returns, making sure,
Gotcha.
all of that is
The
fitting.
documentation,
Yeah,
the
all
compliance portion on the back end.
correct.
Gotcha.
So super background.
For sure.
And of course underwriting, which is my main
But having that
background.
perspective, I think that's cool to have that perspective because being on the
So cool.
consumer side,
Yeah.
you know what the bank is doing. And
Is
again,
requiring.
yeah, and you're setting expectations again. It's all about, we talk about this all the time on this podcast. It's all about communication and
Right.
understanding the backside of the transaction. Helps
Yes.
people understand what's taking so long.
Correct.
Why do you need all this stuff, right? I mean,
Right.
but you're
Right.
you know the backside of it. I say this too. When I first got into the title business, my job was to do everything but be a lawyer. I was a processor. I pushed all the buttons behind the scenes. I
Right.
didn't do any closings my whole first year. But now I can step back and there's not a problem that I can't solve or something I can't answer.
Right.
I've seen the whole picture.
Right,
Because
because
you
you've
learn.
worked
Yeah.
in each sector.
We know what our staff is dealing with.
Right.
Right, exactly.
We can help them identify issues.
Right.
I think that's why I like working in the team environment too, because I am very confident when I give a client Gabrielle's pre-qualification link and I tell them, hey, listen, this is what she's going to need. I know what she's going to ask for. I know the documentation that my client's going to have to provide. I know what Ashley's going to need. So it kind of like gives us a little leg up to say, okay, listen, be prepared to submit these things to the lender.
And I think what makes us all work too, we're super proactive and we
Yes.
have a very strong work ethic. And that's what all makes it all jam. So if you've got a team like that, then you're going to thrive.
Yeah.
The
So-
customer has a great experience overall.
Right now, insurance is a question mark in a lot of transactions. And not that I want to get into like the crystal ball, like what's insurance going to do and all that stuff. But hey, how do you work through that with somebody? Because you guys, she's doing a pre-qual letter. She's going to show a house. When are you stepping in to give that quote to make sure that even if they go see this house, is this person going to be able to afford the monthly payment because
Right.
the insurance might push them out of the window?
Well, definitely looking to see where I can find the best coverage for the most affordable price, for sure, being in a brokerage. So that's the good perk for me. But I like to kind of pick Gabby's brain. Like, what are you estimating on insurance?
That's what I was going to say. So
know-
because you're working as a team, I'm going to prepare her for what she needs to do before she even
Right,
does the
and
quote.
that's
So
helpful.
I'm coming to Ashley saying, hey, this person is getting a grant. This person's getting down payment assistance, so I need the deductibles at this area.
Right.
Athena's empowering her to know, hey, the roof is this old. The house has been renovated. The electrical is this old. So she's providing her with the home information. I'm providing her with the
The
loan
numbers.
information and what deductibles I need.
Yeah.
Or, you know what, I need the insurance at just the basic dwelling coverage so that I can make these numbers work for
Yeah.
the client. And then you can redo it later, right? So we
Right.
communicate that up front.
Right.
So when Athena calls her on a Saturday and says, hey, I need an updated quote for said client, she already knows client is going with this program.
Yeah.
This deductible is needed for Gabby to make the loan work. And she'll come to me and say, hey, Gabby, can I do $4,500? Is that going to push you over the limit? What do we need to do?
Yeah.
So we're all communicating from jump. Once
Right.
this person is pre-qualified, she's being brought in because
Yeah.
we don't want people to put a house under contract and then find out that they
Right.
can't get it.
Yeah, for
Right.
It's
Because of
devastating to them.
insurance or something.
And they
So
may
all
not even
parties
wanna
involved.
yeah.
It's always contingent contracts too, so
Exactly.
you don't know how many
Yeah.
families down the line.
Correct.
it's
Right, and we
affecting.
don't want them putting out money for inspections and appraisals and stuff like that, and then we get to the end and it's like, oh,
And not even
it doesn't
that.
work.
Your time is your money.
That's
Yeah.
right.
right.
And so I don't want Athena writing a contract on something that the borrower can't afford.
Sure.
I
Right.
don't want her wasting her time. Right.
Yeah.
So as a good partner to her, I'm going to prevent that from happening. Hey, the insurance is coming in really way high. You know, Ashley's worked on it. She can't get the numbers crunched any lower. We might
We
need to
should
keep
move
looking.
on.
Yeah.
Right. And it also helps us to keep the buyer motivated because we all know in this market you can get discouraged. You've looked at 15 homes and none of the numbers work. You're tired.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then that
And
means that
discouraged
she
from
doesn't
it.
get a check. I don't get a check. None of us get paid for
Right.
all.
We don't
Yeah.
All of our
Entire, yeah, I mean,
The whole
nobody
team.
gets
For
anything, right? So it's important for us to not waste these people's time. I don't want you putting in offers and wasting money if you're not going to get this house.
Yeah.
So let's do that on the front end. Now, you know, 4 or 5 years ago before COVID, that wasn't even a thing. We could call for insurance
Yep.
the week of closing and be like, hey, throw
Right.
me a quote.
Yeah, we're
And the
good.
reason
And
that's
let's bind
important
it.
to us is because we're proactive in the same sense that we like to get the contract. We don't want you to wait until inspections. We want to get the
Right.
contract because we want to start the abstract.
Title
Because if
search
we
immediately.
find something, we want the time to fix it so there's no delay in the transaction.
Correct.
The caveat to that is if you don't have good referral partners and we don't have people that are doing those checks like you all are, those files are canceling.
That's right. So
You know,
put
at a
that
30
legwork.
something percent
Right.
rate, and we're not going to charge anybody for that. That's a risk we're willing to
Of
take.
course.
But
The
this is
cost of doing
music to our
business.
ears
Right.
because we know that there's something solid that's being presented to us. Likewise, when we put in that time and
Right,
effort.
exactly. You're going to get your check at the end.